Good evening and welcome to OutTV Atlanta.
We're here to welcome all of you at Burkhart's to the first OutTV Atlanta tonight. Hello.
Hey Atlanta. And you're inside hosting this.
Oh, it's an optical illusion. I can be both places.
Wow. Joey, what about tonight's show?
Well, I had a great interview with Billy Beane, who's an ex-Major League Baseball player. He's come out of the closet, and he spoke at the Atlanta Executive Network.
Second major player to come out.
Yes, and very cute.
Oof, well, you love those stories.
Yes.
Rob and I will be taking you to the opera.
The Atlanta Opera, as promised last week.
We're going to go to the Wasted Motel tour, and also we're going to see Angel Alexis Navarro at his art opening at Outright Bookstore.
Oh, neat.
And Rob, tell us a little bit about the political forum you've been working on.
Well, we're videoing it this week at St. Mark Methodist Church, and it's a full hour you'll see next week, this show, and then a half-hour political forum at 9 o'clock next week, so join us. But now, let's see tonight's show. Club 1, voted Savannah's #1 dance club. At 1 Jefferson Street, downtown Savannah. Come see us. We're hot. Georgia Equality Project and OutTV Atlanta remind all gay citizens to get out and vote on November 7th. Remember, your vote, all citizens' votes count in America. Vote Tuesday, November 7th.
Hi, I'm here with National League Baseball player Billy Beane. How you doing, Billy?
Fine. Glad to be here.
Now, you actually played on a number of teams, didn't you?
Right, I played from 1987 to 1995, and I started with the Detroit Tigers, LA Dodgers, and San Diego Padres. Kind of a culmination, a few trips back and forth to the minor leagues, but spread over about 9 years.
Now you're really an advocate for the gay and lesbian community because you took that step and came out publicly as being a gay man. Thank you for doing that, for one, because it really helps people to realize what a gay person is, what they look like, and you reach an audience that some of us can't reach.
It's a privilege, and I really look at it as a responsibility more than something for myself. You know, to be public is not the easiest thing all of a sudden after 35 years of my life kind of running from something. And I think that the only message that I really try to send out is that there are a lot of people I know that have felt the same things that I have. And if someone can use the fact that I was a Major League Baseball player as kind of a backdrop and identify with someone who's involved in mainstream work in the United States, and that might help them realize that there shouldn't be limitations placed upon yourself, which basically is the way I feel about my career. I did achieve a lot to get to the big leagues, but I think I held myself back because I had so much frustration inward about my sexuality.
What do you think that you could say to a young man, for example, that's real excellent in a team sport, who's going to take that step maybe to go to play professionally?
The most important thing is that gay and lesbian youth, heterosexual youth, whatever, have the self-confidence to achieve what they're capable of and not feel less of a person by, long ago year-old stereotypes about gay and lesbian, if you're
right,
or racial diversity or whatever. So it's a message that everyone should be able to relate to.
Can you tell me how your life has changed now, after you've
Right.
made that public
a
step?
lot. It really has, and I would say that mostly understanding the fact that people are going to want to know more, and it takes time. Coming out is really the beginning of a journey, not the end of one. And I've learned a lot about myself in the last year, and I've learned there's a lot of healing that needs to take place when you have relationships with your family, with your closest friends that have been kind of based on deceit for a long time because you're afraid to tell the truth, and wanting those to remain intact and maybe even develop further because they know more about you. But for myself, I think it's just coming to terms with the fact that I went through a really hard period for a long time, and then maybe me being honest about it and sharing a lot of my mistakes will help other people make better decisions on their own.
Billy Beane spoke very openly about how the death of his former partner, along with the frustration of holding on to a secret life, led him to walk away from his baseball career in 1995. Afterwards, we met with Julie Tagan from the Gay and Lesbian Victory Fund and Seth Persily, founder of the Gay and Lesbian College Fund.
Can you tell us a little bit about your organization?
Yes, the Gay and Lesbian Victory Fund is the only organization who works exclusively to elect openly gay people to elected office at all levels, from school board to United States Senate. We do that through a network of donors who we ask to support people nationwide. The interesting thing about the Victory Fund is that we are a national organization. We have candidates all over the country, from places like West Virginia, where there's not a lot of support for gay people, to Atlanta here, Kathy Woolard, and Carla Drenner, who is now the first openly gay person to be in the Georgia legislature. So we use this network to elect openly gay people to public office. There are 500,000 elected officials in the United States, and only 200 of them are openly gay.
Wow, well, it's such a pleasure to talk with you this afternoon, and thanks for all your work on that.
Absolutely, and we're happy to be here.
Hi, I'm Terrence Caldwell with OutTV Atlanta, and I'm here with Seth Persily, who is the founder of the National
Gay and Lesbian College Fund.
Gay and Lesbian College Fund. Tell us a little bit about that.
The organization works to give scholarships, either help high school students who have had to drop out get their GEDs or college scholarships. We also try and do graduate student scholarships as well. To kids who have been adversely affected by homophobia for a whole variety of reasons. Some have to drop out of high school because of anti-gay violence. Some have to drop out of college when their parents find out they're gay. Some face, all different types of reasons that gay kids are. I think the last statistic that came out showed that they were 3 times less likely to get even a high school education than their straight counterparts. We're trying to remedy that inequity in the education system.
That sounds great. How old is this program?
We're about 2 years old, a little over 2 years old. We were founded in Boston, Massachusetts.
And how many people get in touch with you to help out with the foundation?
Our local office number is 404-874-1056. You can also email me directly at Seth, SETHP, at gayfunds, GAYFUNDS.org, and that's our website as well, www.gayfunds.org.
Great. Well, thanks, Seth.
Thank you very much.
Have a good night.
How would you describe your art?
A really Saturday morning cartoon. That's the one thing that keeps coming back through my work is this cartoon theme. And
Are you a big cartoon fan?
yes, yeah, very much so. Music, cartoons, anything that's
Art related?
yeah, anything that's really fun and colorful.
Yeah.
It's kind of like celebrating the child in me. So
Well, all your stuff is so colorful. It's great. And they all have your face.
yes,
That's
yes.
so neat.
Well, it's kind of going back and forth to wanting to be an artist and trying to make a living as an artist. The one thing that I kept coming back to was me. So every day I kind of find more and more ideas that now that all this is happening and people are paying attention to my work, it's like trying to make sure that I get everything out. So
Well,
it's great. Thank you.
I'm sure everyone loves it.
Thank
It's going
you.
to be up here, what, till like January or so?
Till December.
December.
It's going to run for 3 months. Yeah.
Okay, so you got to get out and check it out. And before December, it's great stuff, and it might be all gone by December. It probably will be.
Thank you. I'd just like to thank my friends and everybody that believed in me. It's great to finally see this dream come true.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
You deserve it.
Thank you very much.
Hello,
I'm attorney Kathy Alterman. I have practiced law in courts all over the state of Georgia, and I understand your particular issues. Let me fight your battles for you. Call me at 404-688-8400. I will fight for you.
Hi, my name is Richard Kaufman. In addition to family medicine, I specialize in the most current treatment of hepatitis C and HIV diseases. Flu shot is available at our office, and remember, you need to take it. You don't ever have to have an appointment to come see us. And remember, your health is our greatest concern.
Hair with attitude, without the attitude. Salon 2000.
Hello, I'm Leanne Reed with OutTV Atlanta. We're at Outright Bookstore today with Daniel Hellman, who is reading from and signing copies of his book, What the Bible Really Says About Homosexuality. Hello, Dr. Hellmaniak. It is so nice to meet you, and we really appreciate you being with us today.
Yeah, I'm really glad to have the chance to be on the show with the book. I think it's just so very important that people hear about it, especially down here in the South.
I think so too. It's a really important book. Is this your first attempt at writing?
Books, no. This is actually my third book.
Oh, wow.
And this is the popular one that everybody knows me by. My other books are technical books written from university press. I have a book on Jesus, a book on spiritual development, and 2 books on psychology and religion.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's great. That's quite an accomplishment.
This one I wrote because I was following the information as it was coming out over the years. And there came a point where it was obvious that everything was settled, the questions were all answered. It didn't mean what all the fundamentalist preachers are saying it means. It doesn't mean what everybody out there in public is hearing, and I thought somebody's got to know about it. So I decided to write a popular book for a change.
Yeah, and it's such an important issue.
Yeah, I mean, it's like small, easy to read, very thin.
Yeah,
And it's
I
there.
could even read it.
It's all there, yeah.
What scriptures did you use in writing this book to support your theories, and how do they differ from those of opposing views?
Okay, as far as the scriptures themselves, they don't differ. I mean, I'm quoting King James Bible at times, though King James Bible is not the best of
So
translations.
it's just the interpretation.
It's the interpretation, yeah. And that's the key difference. The difference is that I take the texts back to when they are originally written. And it's not me, I'm summarizing what the scholars have done. And if you read them in their original historical context, what did they mean when they wrote them? It's very obvious that they are not addressing the questions we're dealing with today. So that anybody who's quoting the Bible to condemn homosexuality, if it's an educated person, they should be embarrassed. I mean, to have anybody who claims to be educated out there saying the Bible condemns homosexuality, they don't know what they're talking about. That's the difference is I'm not just picking up and reading it as if it were written yesterday. And I use the example.
The camel through the needle.
Yeah. The popular one, back, I guess, a couple of years, they talk about somebody, you're a real space cadet. Well, fundamentalists would take that to mean, gee, this is truly a NASA astronaut, because the words mean a real space cadet.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing with the Bible, instead of putting it back into its culture and seeing what was meant there. That's the biggest difference. Many people have never conceived of approaching the scriptures that way, even though this is absolutely common in all the seminaries except the fundamentalist ones. You go back and understand what it meant originally, and then you can see how it applies. And if you do that with the texts on homosexuality, there's only 5 of them in the whole Bible. They just don't mean what we're hearing they mean. They were talking about something different.
What does the Bible say about homosexuality?
Well, in the words that you just phrased it about homosexuality, nothing.
Nothing.
The word doesn't occur.
Okay.
They didn't conceive it. And not only does the word not occur, it's pretty clear in Leviticus, for example, man shall not lie with a man as with a woman, it's an abomination. There is no understanding of same-sex concerns in that text. There's clear rabbinical evidence the rabbis commenting on that text and how it's to be interpreted, that men can do other things with men and women can do things with women as long as the man doesn't penetrate the other man, period. And the reason they forbade it was the same reason you weren't supposed to eat lobster or shrimp. I mean, fish are supposed to have fins and scales, and if they don't, there's something wrong with them. Okay. Man is supposed to penetrate woman, and if they're doing it otherwise, there's something. It was a peculiar notion of the world, a superstition, as it comes down to. Yes. That's what the text was about. It's, yeah. And what I'm saying, when you put it back into its own context, when you're reading it the way it was meant to be read, what they meant when they wrote it, it's not at all condemning homosexuality. My point is, if people want to condemn homosexuality, let them start giving us reasons. Let them show what's wrong with it. And I've not heard anybody who's given a reasonable reason that will hold up what's wrong with it, except they don't like it. Well, you know, if I prefer chocolate ice cream instead of vanilla, you know, I don't like it. But that's no ethical reason.
You're so interesting. I could sit here and talk to you forever, but I know you have a lot of stuff to do. So if you want to buy a copy of this book, you can get it here at Outright Bookstore, or if you want to find out more about Dr. Hellman, please see our website at OutTVAtlanta.com.
Oh, how about my website too? Yes, it's visionsofdaniel.com.
Well, for OutTV Atlanta, this has been Leanne Reed.
Hi, I'm Joey Wills, and I'm here with Stephanie Swan. Stephanie is a professor at the University of Georgia in the psychology department. She is a practicing psychotherapist, and of course, she's the founder of Youth Pride. Hi, Stephanie.
Hi.
Thanks for letting us visit your office. It's quite comfortable in here today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can you tell us, the word psychotherapist kind of is scary for a lot of people, but can you tell us in basic terms what you do?
Sure, absolutely. And it can be scary, and I think it can be even more scary to someone who's gay, lesbian, or bisexual, or struggling with their sexual orientation. And I think that's because historically there's been a pretty negative relationship, meaning that a lot of theories have said that, you know, gay is deviant, and that is no longer the case. Yes, there are some people that still practice, and it's important to know who you're going to see.
Right.
But in general, psychotherapy is a place where you can come if you've got issues and you've kind of hit your last ropes with trying to do it by yourself, and it's a place to find somebody to do it with, to look at the issues, to look at solutions, to work through things that you just have not been able to find an answer to.
What are your clients like? What kind of range? Do you have youth? Do you have couples? Do you?
I do both individual psychotherapy and couples work. My clients range anywhere from older adolescents all the way through the adult years.
That's great. I remember from Psychology 101 that there's certain perspectives that people in the field of psychology follow, which is like your basic philosophy for, I guess, how the mind works. Mm-hmm. Can you tell me about what perspectives you follow and how they're gay affirming?
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I can do that in a really short time period, but what I can say is I think it's, in my work, I look equally at what's going on inside of the person, meaning their thoughts, their feelings, and what leads to behavior. In addition, I also look at the environmental context, because that's very important, especially in the lives of gay, lesbian, and bisexual folks. We tend to live in a place that is oppressive, even if you are lucky enough to live in Midtown Atlanta. You know, there's such things, we talk about gay ghettos, which is not always an affirming term, but meaning I think there's a lot to be said if you're walking through the world having to be defended and not really safe, letting it all hang out.
As far as couples, what kind of tools do you give couples in communicating and overcoming challenges they may have, as far as maybe not understanding how to have a healthy relationship with each other because there was maybe nothing for them to look at growing up?
Well, I think what you just said, are you a therapist?
No, but
what you just said is an important acknowledgement, and that is that we have not had any role models. To be a gay or lesbian couple is quite a new phenomenon, meaning it's only been recently that some people have said, oh, it's okay. But I think there are specific tools, and I don't agree that gay and lesbian relationships are just like heterosexual relationships, because there are things that we face that we have to contend with that straight couples don't. And I think it's important to acknowledge that context and then also work with the communication difficulties that couples are having. But just how do we talk about all that, I think, is so important for couples to look at, and it's things that we forget in our hustle and bustle of everyday life that are real important to strengthening relationships.
Wow, well, thanks for all your information. You're obviously a very educated person, and we appreciate all of your ideas and comments. Stay tuned to OutTV for more.
Hair with attitude, without the attitude. Salon 2000.
Hi, my name is Richard Kaufman. In addition to family medicine, I specialize in the most current treatment of hepatitis C and HIV diseases. Flu shot is available at our office, and remember, you need to take it. You don't ever have to have an appointment to come see us. And remember, your health is our greatest concern.
Hello, I'm attorney Kathy Alterman. I have practiced law in courts all over the state of Georgia, and I understand your particular issues. Let me fight your battles for you. Call me at 404-688-8400. I will fight for you.
Hi, I'm Dawn Woods.
Hi, I'm Rob Martin, and tonight Dawn and I are taking you to the opera.
Yes, tonight, Saturday night, and Sunday afternoon are the final performances of the 2000 season of the Atlanta Opera Company.
And right over here at the Atlanta Opera Company's West Peachtree headquarters, Artistic Director William Fred Scott is putting his singers and orchestra players through their rehearsal paces for tonight's opening of Puccini's opera Turandot.
Yes, now we tried to talk to Fred Scott, but unfortunately...
We did, but Fred is up to his neck, as they tell us in rehearsals, but he did promise us an interview at the end of the season.
That's great. We'll look forward to that. But we did talk to Alfred Kennedy.
Alfred Kennedy, the president of the Atlanta Opera, and here he is. Where's Atlanta Opera going, and how are we financially?
We're in excellent shape financially. We have no debts. We are approaching a $5 million annual budget, which is amazing to me. When I started with the company shortly before Fred did, I think our total budget was about $500,000. We're doing 4 productions. We are basically selling out the Fox Theater, 3 performances of each production, and it's something I'm very proud to have been a part of.
The Atlanta Symphony is looking for a new building. How about the Atlanta Opera?
Well, we do need to do something about our physical plant. We, of course, have a new building of our own, but that includes only a rehearsal hall and administrative space. The performance space that we're using now is at the Fox. That's a wonderful space. It's very popular with a large segment of our audience. We do have a time problem there. The Fox is under heavy use pressure. They have a lot of traveling road shows, big musicals, a lot of events there, and they really can't give us the sort of lead time in knowing what our time slots are going to be that we need as we get to be a bigger and bigger and more successful opera company.
Alfred Kennedy, thank you so much for your time.
Okay, thank you.
Rob, I know you've had this on your mind. Some special question for Fred Scott.
This has been bothering me for all my opera life, of whether there is this special proclivity of gay men to grand opera.
And what'd you find out?
Well, I suppose there is. You know, anything that's grand, we gay guys like. But what about women opera goers?
Well, you know, I'm still working on them. Still working on them.
You're working on them.
Yeah.
Hey, we gotta get dressed.
No,
we're
we
gonna
gotta
be late.
go. Yeah, no, okay.
The beautiful ice princess Turandot reigns over ancient Peking and challenges suitors to a deadly riddle game. If they answer all 3 riddles correctly, they win her hand. But if they fail, off with their heads. As the opera opens, the Prince of Persia has just become her latest victim. In the crowd watching the execution are Timur, the exiled king of Tartary, his slave girl and guide Liu, and Kalaf, Timur's son, a prince. Timur does not know that Khalaf is in the crowd. But Khalaf emerges as he dares to accept the challenge of the riddles. Timur is absolutely frightened by this prospect, and Liu, who loves Khalaf and has loved him for a long time, begs him not to strike the gong, not to say, "I'll take the dare." In the aria Signore ascolta, listen, please, my lord, Liu, who as we say is in love with Khalaf, begs him not to take this risk.
Oh, this is such an excellent opera. The music is beautiful, the story's intriguing. It's a wonderful opera for people to come by if they have not seen it.
But is there a happy ending?
Well, you know what? If you have not seen an opera yet, please come on and see Turandot tonight.
I'm still pondering whether gay men have this special passion for opera.
Well, Rob, how long have you been seeing the opera?
Well, darest I tell you, Don, nearly 40 years, but I was a babe in arms. Well, I was a babe in the arms of my first lover who introduced me to opera. How did you find your way into it?
Actually, watching television and just watching some of the operatic shows on there, and then 3 years ago I went ahead and got season tickets, so
Hey.
I'm in my third year.
Hey, it's time to go. Tonight, Saturday night, and Sunday afternoon, this is a must-see. Come on, Don, we're late.
All right,
Are we
see
late
you
or
there.
early?
I don't know.
Come on.
We're good.
Club 1, voted Savannah's #1 dance club. At 1 Jefferson Street, downtown Savannah. Come see us. We're hot. Hey, that's our show for tonight, and be sure to join us next week at 8:30 for a full hour of OutTV Atlanta.
Come see the show at Burkhart's. We're going to be here. We're going to give away lots of prizes, a trip for two to Fire Mountain in the Highlands. That'll be great.
All right.
Yeah, and special thanks to all you in Savannah who have been watching us.
Yes, thank you for all your feedback.
Next week's show have several great stories, including a domestic partnership interview with Harry Knox from Georgia Equality Project.
We also go to Eddie's Attic, and we talk to a group called Zrazy, who are from Ireland. They're two lesbians that sing Celtic and jazz music. Fabulous.
Yeah, they'll be really
That's
nice.
great.
We're going to see the Earth Challenge benefit, where the Indigo Girls and Michelle Malone, among others, are going to be performing, and hopefully I can interview the Indigo Girls.
Indigo Girls, that's great.
Yeah.
We'll also be visiting with Atlanta Pride for their annual meeting.
And our second half hour next week will be with the Stonewall Democrats and the Log Cabin Republicans, and this is an important pre-election forum. So join us.
Happy Halloween.
Everybody ready for Halloween?
Yeah.
Hey, happy Halloween.
I'm going to be Joey.
I'm going to be
Liam. Do you have a
Dawn.
dress?
I'll be
Yes.
I can borrow.
Lots of dresses.
Okay.